Hi guys, happy holidays. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make my mother's signature Jamaican rum cake, aka black cake or fruit cake. So you need to gather up all of your ingredients and then we can get started. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know you're going to love this one. So you're going to need your fruit, which should have been soaking all year, your browning, your flour, eggs, cinnamon. We've got almond and rose water, vanilla, and almond. You also need salt, baking soda, and baking powder, and your 6 sticks of butter. So once you've gathered everything together, we can get started. Before you start mixing all of your ingredients together, you can go ahead and brew some coffee. We're going to be using this as the liquid in our recipe today. It's a nice flavor and it just, gives your cake a boost. So brew the coffee and then you're going to leave it to the side to cool. It needs to be cool in order to use it in your mixture, so don't forget. Okay, once you've made your coffee and left it to the side to cool, you can start creaming together your butter and sugar. So you're just going to let this go ahead and combine on like a low to medium speed in your mixer, or you can use a hand mixer too. So once you see that it's starting to come together, you're going to want to go ahead and scrape down the sides of the bowl as well as the attachment on your mixer so that everything is mixed together thoroughly. If you just let it sit there on the sides of the bowl, it'll never actually get mixed in. Okay, so once you have scraped down the sides of your bowl, you can go ahead and start adding in your eggs. We put a little bit of rum in the eggs to cut that, as Jamaicans would say, kind of raw taste or the gaminess. That's optional, but we always do. Add the rest of your wet ingredients like your vanilla, almond, all that good stuff, and then we're going to give it another mix on, let's say, a medium speed. Once that's all mixed in, you're going to go ahead and scrape down the sides of your bowl and your attachment as well. Okay, so now's a good time to preheat your oven and line your pans. It's important to line your pans for this recipe because you're using the browning, aka burnt sugar, so it's easy for this cake to, kind of burn when you compare it to like a yellow cake. So it's important to line your pans. So you need to use wax paper to line the sides and the bottoms of your pans. In order to get it to stick to the pan, you're going to want to use some oil and just spread that evenly over the bottoms and sides of your pans. So once you've greased the pans, you can go ahead and use your pre-cut wax paper rounds, or you can cut your own rounds out of a sheet of wax paper. And then you can also cut the wax paper to line the sides, or you can buy it on a roll like we do. So just keep on pressing the wax paper to the sides until it, you know, sticks. And it's always going to have some bubbles. It won't be completely smooth, but just keep working it until you get it the way that you want it. And if there are any little areas that aren't quite sticking to the pans or to, you know, each other, just add a little bit, more oil. Girl, I know you lying. Just keep on adding a little bit more oil until you get everything to stick. Nailed it. Okay, so once you've done that, you can start combining your dry ingredients, salt, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, all that. And then you are going to give it a whisk to combine everything. So once you've combined all of your dry ingredients, you're going to want to grab your sift, strainer, whatever this little thing is called, a second bowl, and something to transfer the dry mix with. We're just using this plastic scoop. Okay, you can see that our sift is well loved. Okay, so just go ahead and sift all of your dry ingredients into a second bowl, and then we can move on to the next step. Okay, so now we're getting ready to combine our wet and dry ingredients. For this, you're going to need, if you're using this particular recipe with these measurements, you're going to need a pretty big container. Something that can accommodate your butter, sugar mixture, as well as the fruit and the dry mixture. Usually we use a really big bowl that's nice and wide so that it can accommodate the ingredients and it's easy to mix together. But today we are using this bucket, and it's going to be a little bit harder to mix the ingredients together in this. So if you're using something like this that is taller than it is wide, just make sure that you have a spoon that is long enough to reach the bottom of the container. So get all of your, butter sugar mixture in here. Okay, once you've got your butter sugar mix in here, you're going to start adding the fruit. And this is a mix of currants, mixed peel, raisins, prunes, and it's just been soaking in rum and port wine. So this is about 6 cups of fruit for this particular recipe. This is going to depend on your taste. Some people don't like a lot of fruit, some people do. We're using, what we would consider a normal amount, but we have made cakes before for people who don't want as much fruit. So this is up to you. If you've never had this before, I guess you're going to have to just go for it, and you can adjust it next time. Okay, so now we're going to just bit by bit add our dry ingredients, and remember that coffee that you had to the side cooling. Now's the time. So you're just going to add the flour and the coffee bit by bit and give it a really good mixing. You want to make sure that you're reaching the bottom of the container, because if not, then you will have little pockets of flour in your cake, and you don't want that. So you can, if you're using something tall like this, you can give it a tilt sometimes so that you can really reach the bottom of the container. Here we're adding the last of our flour mixture. If you need more liquid, you can, I don't know how you're going to cool it down fast enough, but you know, get a little bit more coffee. We could see this coming, so we did brew more coffee on the side. Brew a little bit extra just in case. That's what we did, and we did end up using it. All of the exact measurements that we used will be down in the description box, as well as the bake time and temperature. So once you've mixed all of that together really well, you can start adding your browning. So this, you want to keep on adding browning bit by bit until you've reached a color that is a couple of shades lighter than what you would like your end product to be. Now what I mean is, whatever color your batter is, your cake is going to end up being a bit darker than that. So don't keep on adding browning until it has reached the color that you want it to end up, because then it'll be too dark once it's baked. So mix this in really well. You want to make sure that you've mixed it thoroughly so that you can really gauge what color your batter is. Okay, so just keep on mixing. Okay, so once you've got everything mixed up and you've reached the color that you would like, you can go ahead and start pouring the batter into your pans. And your oven should also be preheated at this point. So you want to fill your pans about halfway. You don't want them to overflow or anything, so halfway is good. So once you've filled your pans up, just give them a little jiggle to level things off. You can also use a spatula to level off the tops. Okay, so just keep on jiggling until it's level. Once it's level, you can go ahead and pop your cakes in the oven. Okay, so just pop it in and wait. Okay guys, so this was our finished product. This cake came out so moist and delicious, and you know that rum was kicking. So delicious. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to purchase a cake, you can hit the link down below in the description box. Happy holidays!